Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. What you're seeing is something absolutely amazing. It is the very first direct imaging movie of 4 alien planets orbiting their star. And this has just hit the web. I'm completely stunned that this has not yet been picked up by the major news outlets. I mean, this should be on the cover of every national and international newspaper, every major outlet, website, channel. And it was posted to Reddit just a few hours ago. I'll put the link down in the video description, and was originally posted on a blog called manyworlds.space. And I'll put the link to that down in the video description. But as I said, this is the very first movie or animation showing an actual direct view of alien planets orbiting a star. The star is called HR 8799. And it is located 129 light years away from Earth. And these planets, by the way, that you're seeing orbiting this thing, are all massive. They are up to 5 times the size of Jupiter, which is huge. And that is actually the reason that they were able to get these direct images, because they are so large. Because when you're talking about trying to image Earth-sized planets, it just doesn't work. They're much too small, and you can only image them indirectly by measuring the dimming of starlight that these planets orbit. However, because these were so large, we were able to get this direct view as if we were actually there watching them orbit this thing. And it was discovered by 2 astronomers by the name of Jason Wang and Christian Marois. The animation, if you want to call it that, and these are original direct images. This isn't some composite CGI. These are actually telescopic images that were collected over a span of 7 years at the W.M. Keck Observatory in Hawaii. Now, the movie here does not show the full orbits of these planets, which will take much longer to collect, many more years. Now, what we do know is that the closest planet here to its star circles said star in about 40 years. The planet that is furthest away circles its star in about 400 years. Now, Jason Wang, who is an astronomy graduate at the University of California, Berkeley, says that he and other researchers believe that the 4 planets may well be in a resonance with each other. In this case, it's a 1-2-4-8 resonance, meaning that each planet has an orbital period in nearly precise ratio with the others in the system. Now, the very first images of this planet and its star were made back in 2008, but at that time there was no animation. It was just one single image. Now, on the same day, back in 2008, it was also discovered by another research team that another star by the name of Fomalhaut also had a single planet orbiting it, and that is what you're seeing in this image here, which is a false color composite image that traces the motion of the planet throughout the years of 2004 to 2012, also used using direct imaging. The article goes on to say that much can be learned from the motion of these planets, however long it may take for them to circle this star. Based on Keck Observatory observations, astronomers have concluded that the 4 planets orbit in roughly Keplerian motion around the star, almost circular, but not entirely. We also have found out that the planets you're seeing here are quite far from each other, which is to be expected due to their enormous size. Because of these large separations, astronomers will be watching to see if the system is stable or if some of the planets may be ejected from the system. It's also been noted that there are some similarities between the planets in that solar system to our solar system. For instance, it's said that these planets exhibit the same type of harmony by the Galilean moons, Io, Europa, and Ganymede, moons of Jupiter, illustrating some of the connections between our 2 solar systems. The most outer planet orbits inside of a dusty disk like our Kuiper belt, and is one of the most massive disks known around any star within 300 light years of Earth. And there is room, apparently, in the inner system for rocky, Earth-like planets. So, direct imaging is really starting to take off. Here you're seeing another animation that is looping over, taken from a series of images from November 2013 to April 2015. captured by the Gemini South Telescope in Chile, which shows the exoplanet Beta Pictoris b orbiting its star Beta Pictoris. And from this view, we're noticing that the planet's orbit is almost perfectly edge-on. So again, this is just breaking, and you really sit back and, like I said, this is the very first direct imaging movie, as if you were actually there watching these planets orbiting, studying them over the course of 8 years. And it really is breathtaking. Before, all we had were blurry images, and usually indirect ways to detect planets around these faraway stars. But to know that our technology is growing, and that we're going to be able to make these animations and films that are not just CGI composites, it truly is inspiring and exciting. So again, I will put the link to both of the Reddit post and the original website down in the video description. And before we end today's video, since we're on the topic of beautiful space images, there's 2 other pics that I want to share with you guys. One of them that actually holds something quite anomalous, and that is the image that you're seeing here. Now, this was captured by the Hubble Space Telescope, and it was recently posted to the Instagram page operated by NASA. And this basically was sent over to me on Twitter, and apparently a lot of people were noticing this strange cross-shaped object in the center of the image. And, noticing how it looks nothing like any of the other galaxies or stars in this photograph. And it really stands out. So, first of all, we had this beautiful picture. The Hubble telescope is known for taking these beautiful pictures showing these galaxy and star clusters hundreds of thousands of light years away. But what was pointed out to me was just the perfect nature, I guess, of this plus or cross-shaped object. It does not look like any sort of image artifact or glitching. Or, could it possibly be some sort of gravitational lensing effect? But if so, why is it only one object? Why is it not affecting any of the other stars or galaxies? And so we've zoomed in on this here, and look how perfect. We have one bright object in the center, and then 4 more objects that are perfectly spaced apart around it. And so we don't have a direct location of where this was taken. It was just posted to NASA's Instagram, and yeah, thought I'd show you guys this. And again, I ask you guys, is this some sort of gravitational lensing? I mean, it looks so clear and crisp, it looks as if there are a grouping of these stars that are perfectly spaced apart, making this sort of plus-shaped formation. So that is the first image. I'll put a link to that down in the video description. The last image, which doesn't hold anything anomalous, but it's just simply breathtaking, is what you're seeing here. And yes, this is our beautiful planet Jupiter, snapped at only 15,000 miles away from the planet's surface by the Juno spacecraft, who was on its 3rd close flyby. Snapped this image, again, only 15,000 miles away. So we have this beautiful sprawling shot. We have these huge Earth-sized swirling clouds and storms that continue to rage on the planet. We see all of these beautiful different colors mixed together, which are actually all of these different particles and chemicals and gases that make up these different colors. And it's simply beautiful. And what's amazing to me is that the gravity of the planet isn't pulling the Juno spacecraft into it. But, man, I cannot wait until we have this craft or another craft plunge into Jupiter so we can get a first-hand look of what's inside. And you know what, that reminds me, and we've talked about this in the past, but I'm going to do another video. There's a man by the name of Ingo Swann, and you guys may have heard of him, but he's basically what some have called psychic. Although he doesn't use psychic powers, this guy is well-versed in the art of astral projection or remote viewing, wherein which through meditation you are actually able to leave your body and fly to other places around the world or in space. And this guy is no joke. He was actually hired by the CIA a couple of decades back, along with some other people who were also versed in the talent of remote viewing. And Ingo Swann was able to leave his body and fly to Jupiter and observe it fly into it, and as he did this, he wrote everything he saw down on a piece of paper. And what was mind-blowing is that these observations that he made, or what you would call predictions, started one after the other as the years progressed to come true. For instance, he told the CIA that he was able to view a massive ring around Jupiter, kind of like you would see around Saturn. But at that time, astronomers and NASA had not had a probe that was close enough to Jupiter to detect it. Well, sure enough, years later, we did send a probe out there, and what do you know? It was found out that there was, in fact, a ring circling the planet. Not only that, but he also correctly predicted, like, over 15 more things about Jupiter that scientists at that time had no idea existed because we hadn't yet sent a probe out there. Whether it be from the chemical composition, the atmosphere, the other moons that were out there, this guy left his body, saw these things, and then boom, one by one, each one of them came true. As the years went by and we got these probes out there and got the data back, the data matched perfectly with what Mr. Swan told the CIA. So, this guy is no joke, as I said. Now, not only that, but he also told the CIA that he flew into the atmosphere of Jupiter. And what he said he discovered there were massive, rocky mountain ranges deep under its thick outer atmosphere, with a surface made out of what he called sort of a liquidy, sandy substance. So basically kind of what you would think as desert quicksand. And again, he plain pointed out that he witnessed towering mountains that were some 50 miles high. So I'm just telling you what he found, and that everything else he described about Jupiter was later found out to be true years later. And for all we know, we may have been lied to all of these years about some of these gas giants that may very well have surfaces, that may very well have solid cores. And again, you say, well, that's not what science tells us. And again, I reiterate to you that even science, most of which is based on theories, has been found in the past to be dead wrong, with certain people pushing agendas, trying to indoctrinate you into believing one set of theories or ideas, when the truth is that what we know about science and the universe every 10 years changes. And every 10 years, we're found out that what once was thought to be correct was actually not true. And so the science and theories are adjusted accordingly. So that's just some food for thought. Mr. Swan also, just to let you guys know, he also visited the backside of the moon and told the CIA that he witnessed alien structures, towers, and cities on the moon's surface. In fact, a heavy alien presence, we'll just say, which again perfectly correlates to all of the research that everyone's been doing about the moon over the years. Mr. Swan said it plain as day, there are alien structures there. So, again, you guys can look into Mr. Swan. We'll do a future video on him. He also wrote a book by the name of Penetration, and you can find it online. You can find the PDF version of it online and download it. It's an amazing book, highly recommended. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. An amazing first-hand view of these planets orbiting a star. Let me know what you guys think of this strange object in this Hubble telescope pic. And of course, I will see you all back here very, very soon. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to share and like on your way out, and stay safe.